ladies and gentlemen. All right, mixed martial arts fight fans, are you ready? Welcome to the Neil Blaisdell Center here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Platinum Limousine and Platinum Public welcome you to the first in a series of MMA spectaculars. Tonight's show, Extreme Wars X1. 2 undercard bouts, 6 matches putting Hawaii's top team against the challenger Next Generation Fight Team for bragging rights and for the love of the land. Also, on tonight's card, 3 count 'em, super heavyweight super fights. Blaisdell Arena, are you ready? Come on, you can do better than that. Blaisdell Arena, are you ready for our first match of the evening?
What do you think? What do you think of this one, Chris?
This is going to be 2 newcomers to the sport. So we'll see a lot of action. Usually, one of the best things about these guys are that the first timers. Actually, Shawn Castro has fought just a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, against Bryson Kamwaka, and so. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Usually the newer fighters actually are a lot more exciting because, one, they don't have any record to protect, so they come out and just scrap, which is exactly what we want to see.
Definitely, and it's always good to see. I mean, you get a lot of fighters out there that have been training and training and training. They just do it, just to train, but never actually wanted to get in the ring. But like you said, it's their time to get. They got nothing to lose, and they're coming out, and they're going to give it all they got.
Absolutely. At some certain point in your training, you got to say when you feel you're ready, and now it's a test to see exactly how ready you are. And it's great to have promotions that actually can match you up properly and give the experience that you need without throwing you in with one of these sharks.
Yes. Hey Chris, who do we have entering the ring right now?
Okay, this is Kimo Wolfl walking in. We already have Shawn Castro in the green and black shorts, both in the long black shorts.
Looks like it's going to be unbelievable. I mean, starting it off already, I mean, it's going to be a crazy fight. You got one guy from one side of the island, opposite side of the island. And
introducing first on my left.
Let's just sit and we'll move.
5 feet 8 inches tall, 178 ready to go pounds. He's from the mixed breed fight team. Welcome, Shawn Castro. his opponent on my left in the red corner. 5 feet 9 inches tall, a ripped 185 pounds. A member of the East Siders Fight Team, welcome, Kimo Wolfl. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our instructions, John D. Shorley II, MMA referee extraordinaire.
Okay, guys, give me a clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck.
Again, two fighters just in incredible shape. Both aggressive fighters too. So keep your eyes on this one.
If I'm not mistaken, Shawn Castro, he's got legs. Out of White Palm High School a while back, been martial artist pretty much most of his life. Now getting into MMA.
We are underway.
The two fighters feeling each other out. His previous fight, Shawn did set up some leg kicks, some solid leg kicks to just establish some power.
And stand-up fighters, these guys.
I asked this question. Looks like Kimo wants to take it down. Again, powerful fighters. Nice. Has a 10-finger guillotine right now. Kimo's in a great position on the side where he can kind of work his way out. It's a difficult hold because one of his arms is tied up. And so he has to kind of be careful to slowly work his way out without twisting in a direction where it actually tightens up the choke. It looks like he's out.
So at this point, on your back, Chris, fight just started. What's probably going through the mind of Shawn Castro?
Shawn right now, it looks like he's a little tentative. So he looks like it's not really a ground fight. He's not very comfortable. Most guys, they'll clinch onto their opponent, will grab, and they're looking possibly before a restart to slow the action. And first Kimo, he's used a lot of energy just taking him down. So he's taking a couple of breaths, but he's got to watch out because if not, then of course the referee will stand him back up. So looks like he's in a half guard now position. Securing his position here. Right now he's probably going to establish, and then he's going to look to either pass or maybe throw some punches to soften him up a little bit.
We got to give it the first fight of the night right here at Extreme Wars.
You can see how strong these guys are just in the first few minutes. They're incredibly strong. So it's you think that the guy is just able to just prop up and just pop his head out and over to some space, but these guys are like totally fresh. And again, working in Shawn Castro's favor, exactly what he wanted.
So as big as they are, I mean, right now they're probably demanding a lot of oxygen as far as training goes.
Absolutely. Nice. Ooh, rocked. He's rocked. Hey, nope. Nice left hand. Nice straight left hand. Rocked him off the bat, stunned him. Kimo saw him, and he kind of stunned for a second, jumped right on him again. And that's how quick this thing can end.
It's always, a fighter's thinking. As soon as they stun him, a lot of times fighters will drop back and actually praise their stun, but it's always better to go right into it, finish off.
Absolutely.
We'll take a look at the replay right here. It was actually a big left hand by Wolf right there. It was connected.
A side punch there. Actually, that left hook actually, that stunned him there. And again, you can see Kimo kind of looking at him and seeing if he's going to, most guys after a stun shot, experienced fighters will shoot in. So I think Kimo was preparing for the shot, and then he saw that, this guy's kind of stunned here. I better jump in here and finish him off.
It's always a good sign of a fighter going right into it.
So strong shoulders, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2:09 in the first round, the winner by knockout, Kimo Wolfl.
Great performance for Kimo Wolfl. Strong fighter. Looked pretty calm.
Ladies and gentlemen, while I have a moment, I'd like to introduce some of the key components to making this show
this knockout again by Kimo Wolfl.
We'd like to thank
So I actually think it was raising that first one that actually kind of stunned him, and then he followed up with the left.
Yeah, I think that first one kind of grazed him a little bit. I don't know if it actually hurt him, but kind of. I think Shawn saw it there and was a little worried about the follow-up, which is exactly what Kimo came with. And that second one came on just that. Those hooks are so powerful. Once they
the
hit right on that button there.
regulator of the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Thank you for coming out tonight, Mr. Shawn. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to our second MMA match of the evening.
We got one in the bag, already another one, just about to get underway. Now, this is a little bit of a different match, as you were telling us earlier, right, Chris?
Yeah, this is going to be a Pro X division bout. Pro X division basically is kind of a mix between a modified kickboxing or Muay Thai rules and MMA. They basically use a modified kickboxing rules with MMA gloves. So you get like for these guys with the heavy hitters, you take off the padding of these 12-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, depending on what they use, and you put on MMA gloves, and one little quick stiff punch could actually end the fight. So it's a lot more exciting. Sometimes they're a lot more cautious because of that. Because obviously, they can't take as much punches, they can't take as much grazes, so a little more cautious. Some guys have to take a punch, the adrenaline's running through them, and they feel like, hey, maybe this guy doesn't hit too hard, I can exchange.
Again, so we got two local fighters. You got Duke Savagosa coming out of 808 Fight Factory, and taking on Kaipo Gonzales from Mixed Martial Arts Development Fight Team.
Both are good established fighters. Again, the Team Ad basically is where Kolakoka comes from, and a couple Kalama. Okay. And of course, 808 Fight Factory is where Ranjun, Nico Vitali currently train at.
A lot of good fighters coming out of 808 Fight Factory.
They call me.
Gotta give it to Extreme Wars. They have a nice little entourage leading out the fighter.
They've got it going on.
We'll test the focus of the fighters here on the way to the ring.
You gotta love this part of mixed martial arts.
Thank you, Extreme Wars.
Thank you, medical community. And 24-hour fitness.
I mean, which brings me to the topic, not to take it up, but the focus of these fighters. I mean, coming into here, I mean, they've got the crowd. As soon as they break that curtain, I mean, they've got the crowd, they've everything going on, the noise, their music. How focused do you? I mean, does it become tunnel vision, Chris? I mean, a lot of fighters. Some they kind of take the vibe of the crowd. Some just kind of tunnel vision and go straight for the ring, and they can't hear anything going on.
Yeah, a lot of fighters when they first fight in a main event or actually in a big arena like Blaisdell, they're almost like they're watching on TV. They're kind of like starstruck, and so some guys, and basically that's how much mental focus, how much mental preparation that their trainers have come into the fight, and that's why a lot of guys they like their own music because it kind of sets the pace in their head. They're picturing themselves walking out thing under their music. And it kind of focuses them on their game and takes away the crowd, takes away the event, takes away the arena. So they can just focus on fighting their fight.
Duke Savagosa is currently in the ring, and currently making their way to the ring right now is Kaipo Gonzales with his beautiful escort. Here you see a nice look at Kaipo. What do you know about the fighting styles of these two competitors tonight, Chris?
Primarily, I think both are stand-up fighters. This is actually one that, for you out there, that you heard about the new law that's affecting MMA. This is one of the bouts actually that directly affected the law, because they found out that Duke Savagosa is under the age of 18, and now the current law, only adults 18 years or over can actually fight an MMA bout. So this bout was switched from that due to that law basically into a Pro X division bout.
So our first fight under, I guess we could say, the new Hawaii state law, according to mixed martial arts.
All right, mixed martial arts fight fans, we have a little bit of a switch up here. Our next match of the evening is an XMA kickboxing match. Introducing first in the blue corner, 5 feet 9 inches tall, a well-trained 145 pounds even. A member of the prestigious 808 Fight Team. Welcome to the Extreme Wars ring, Duke Savagosa. And introducing his opponent in the red corner, a member of the MMAD Fight Team, 5 feet 7 inches tall, are ready to go 144.5 pounds. Please welcome Kaipo
Looks like Kaipo just definitely has the crowd support behind him.
Yep.
Two lean fighters look like they have a lot of energy. You know, we expect a pretty exciting bout, I think.
Not too much different in weight.
Here we go.
Second fight of the night. Extreme Wars right here at the Blaisdell Arena. Hawaii.
Again, you see these guys be a little more tentative than normally would be because of the MMA gloves.
Right.
And because they can't shoot anymore. They can't. Like, a lot of times they'll throw punches to set up shots. If they get in trouble, they'll set up. They'll shoot in. They clinch their opponent.
Savagosa has been quite active with his feet thus far. You think that's playing into strategy in any way?
Some guys are active fighters. Some guys like his opponent basically is setting up and waiting for him to step into his range and so he can plant one. So two different, like a stick and move strategy versus you know, just step into my circle strategy. So
Feeling each other's range.
there we go. And that's what happens when you step into somebody's circle, power circle. And nice good overhand right. That's Samba.
Second fight of the night.
Like I said before, these MMA gloves, you get some punching power, and he plants one on you. And you get it over it really quickly.
Two fights and two knockouts tonight.
Got a time on that?
54 in round one.
Let's take a look at this again here. Look for his overhand right. Oh, there it is. That's the one right there, right in the cheekbone.
Almost didn't look 100%, but it was effective.
Yeah, you can tell kind of, I think that he stuck his hands up to kind of block it where he should have probably covered up a little tighter. And again, this is because these MMA gloves, they kind of throws off their natural sparring game just because of the gloves. So, again, we're going to slip it over the top, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our second match of the evening, at 54 seconds in the first round, the winner by knockout, Kaipo Gonzalez.
So far.
Here it comes again.
Ladies and gentlemen,
somebody's punches kind of throws him off here.
Shawn.
He connects over the top here. You can tell. You can see he's kind of worried about that left coming in. He's had his eye on his left hand, and allowed him to slip over the hand with the right hand.
He
right in the button.
Game 1 in Las Vegas at the prestigious Bellagio. He's referee sumo legend Akebono. He recently appeared in the Academy Award-winning film $1 Million Baby, Mr. John Shorley.
Lights are coming down. I believe this is going to be our first bout featuring an opponent from Next Generation out of California.
I think you're correct.
Is that correct?
I think you're correct. There's one fighter that's actually representing Dave Strasser, which is Brian Geraghty, but I think John Hinger does represent Next Generation, Team Next Generation.
Two fights, two knockouts. Gentlemen.
Already underway. Extreme Wars. Looks like it's going to be a good beginning of an evening. The guys from Orange County here today. I mean, Brennan and his boys, the Next Generation Fight Club, unbelievable. I mean, got a reputation already.
Yeah, Brennan is a well-renowned grappler. His boys have always been. They do a lot of submission grappling tournaments in the West Coast. So their submission skills are normally, their opponents expect that from them.
And of course tonight, Hawaii's top team, local boys from Hawaii taking on the boys from the mainland.
We see Johnny Gunn, Sampiao coming out.
I believe they were calling this the fighting for the love of the land.
Guys coming in actually from Brazil, moved over here, settled in, ran a school on the east side for a while. Trained up in Hilo. He's actually the jiu-jitsu coach and a fighter out of a Hilo group. When he flies on here in Honolulu, he's fighting out of representing HFC and Brazilian Freestyle and Novinho. But John's a real intense fighter, strong, very good grappler, very aggressive fighter. So this is going to be interesting. Chris Brennan's team, hard to say because there are a lot of newcomers from his team.
Mixed martial arts fight fans, the prelims are over.
So,
this is all about the pride. Introducing in the Extreme Wars ring on my left, representing the red corner. 5 feet 9 inches tall, 159 pounds. He's handled by the Strasser Freestyle Academy. He fights and trains out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's a Grappler's Quest champion and a West Side Submission champion. He is 3 wins, no losses in MMA. Welcome to the ring, Josh Hinger. And his opponent in the blue corner. 5 feet 8 inches tall, a deadly 154 pounds. He appeared at Rumble on the Rock 2 and 3 and was a 2-time winner. He is a submission specialist and a distinguished member of Hawaii's top team. Welcome to the ring, Johnny Gunn.
Johnny Gunn, local boy, obvious crowd favorite here. The first match of the night,
Hey guys, give me a good clean fight.
featuring a Hawaii boy taking on an opponent from California.
Yeah, Johnny has two fights, 2 wins. First one coming in about 30 seconds, second one just under 2 minutes. So look for submissions, look for good ground control. Great, well-composed game.
So our first bout, our local boys taking on the boys from the mainland, Orange County, up against Hawaii.
You're right, Chris. Looks like Johnny's trying to take him down to the ground right off the bat.
Yeah, and actually, John's looking for the clinch. That's why he sat straight up, looking to hopefully block a couple punches going for the clinch. Looks like Johnny's a little more comfortable striking. And Hinger is fighting to get down here.
He's looking to go down. Johnny looks really relaxed.
Very relaxed, very well composed. I think he's been working a lot on his striking the past few years, so he's feeling a lot more comfortable. Oh, nice. Nice straight right hand. Knocking his guillotine. He's under the chin. I will say now he's got a 10-finger guillotine. That's pretty tight. He's got to get some ropes.
Looks as though he's got it.
A lot of times with these guillotine chokes or 10-finger guillotines, it's very hard to get out, just simply because a lot of the MMA gloves don't allow your hands to slip in between the hands. It looks like actually John's pretty okay. He's got a little bit to the side, got his chin kind of almost in there. First takedown. Johnny's still working on guillotines. Obviously, he's got something just a traditional guillotine here.
He's got his...
Right inside of the neck. Brennan's got a lot of pain. He's squeezing up. Now it's sinking a little bit more. But again, I think they're still working for a good grip to try and finalize a guillotine, which is often difficult. But you have to be careful too when applying any submission, because a lot of times you can actually use all your energy trying to finish off the guy.
Exactly.
And people don't really experience that. So in a situation, You think they're just kind of holding on, but he's actually squeezing hard to try and see if he can take this fight out easy and quick.
It's like an isometric exercise. You just stand there and you're squeezing, and then realize you're using up a lot of energy.
And a lot of times when you're attempting submissions, you're not thinking about your breathing either. So a lot of times you're holding your breath to just put a lot more force into it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It looks like Johnny is comfortable. Hinger just went for what's called the anaconda choke. It's kind of a popular choke by Rodrigo Minotauro Nogueira in Pride. Johnny smartly slipped to the side, slipped out of it.
Nice display of strength there by Johnny.
Let's get to a better position. Looks like John Hinger is not too comfortable like in his takedowns. Definitely comfortable on the ground, but you know, he's going against another ground specialist in Johnny Gunn. Again, just in this little exchange, both fighters have a lot of energy, so it's kind of common to see them take a little bit, maybe a few seconds, take a couple breaths, recharge their battery.
It's always amazing to watch Johnny Gunn. I mean, just his composure in the ring. I mean, in a bad situation.
That was the end of the bout. Ref has to step in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our first round.
The referee didn't hear the bell.
Yeah.
Perhaps he was looking for a knockout like we were. We had 2 knockouts in the first 2 rounds in the first 2 matches. But that was indeed the bell, and then the first round.
Again, and this is here, let's look at some replays before we go on here. Johnny Gunn's trying to secure his 10-finger guillotine. Again, the guillotine with the arm inside instead of 10-finger guillotine. He's trying to secure it, lock it in here. And a lot of times, a lot of people tap from here. If you can get under there, you can put some torsion on their neck, bend their neck forward, and sometimes you can get a neck crank and a choke on top of that. See, John looking pretty comfortable. Not too worried about it.
And Josh Hinger, I mean, he was in that for a while.
Some of the guillotine chokes and any kind of chokes in general, they're sneaky in that you can feel okay, but the longer you're in it, it's slowly cutting off blood, and then when it's either pop out, you feel a little lightheaded, or sometimes you can kind of just slip into it.
And like you said earlier, it's either going to be the...
Just solid right there. So Johnny Gunn to the throat of Josh Hinger.
Again, like we talked about earlier, about a good solid shot, most veterans, they'll immediately try to shoot off there to give time to recover, possibly catch the guy overextending, running up to try and finish up. Now we're getting ready for round 2. And it looked like Johnny controlled round number 1. That's on my scorecard.
Josh Hinger getting the crowd excited here.
So you think now Josh...
His partner definitely said in the corner. His partner definitely had to tell him that, hey, you know what, you lost this first one. You got to come strong here. You got to take it back. You got to even this up.
There you go.
A bit more aggressive.
A bit more movement. Back.
Back into the guillotine choke. That looks actually pretty tight.
Pretty deep.
And quickly knows go to knee to the ground, because generally grounded opponents can't knee to the head. Standing opponents like Johnny's doing here, he's kneeing into the head. Once you're going to trap them there, not very much things you can do.
And he's back in. So you see good action in the second round. Josh.
Yeah, both fights are coming at it. Johnny's an aggressive guy by nature.
Yeah.
John Hinger, he knows he got to take back this round. He can't be down 2 rounds. But the problem with that a lot of times is when you push the fight, it takes a lot out of you too, man. A couple failed takedown attempts.
Josh Hinger definitely came up fired up at the beginning of the second round.
It was a low blow.
A lot of times in those tight clinches with the knees, they're trying to slip it up and get it right in the ribcage, right in the breadbasket. And because of that angle, you know, hipping in to try and minimize the attack area, a lot of fighters get caught in the groin there. It's slowing down the action a little bit. Fighters catching their breath. These punches don't really hurt. They're more like a nutrition thing. More an irritant, and they actually, they kind of chip away at the log there. So as the fight goes on, the longer that it takes a little bit of condition out of him.
Johnny Gunn looking for a little assistance out of the referee. Had a low blow while he was tied up in the corner there. No sympathy from the ref.
A lot of times what that will do is that will draw attention to the referee. So hoping the next one the referee will pay a little more attention to it. Nice exchange here. Oh, nice slip in the knee there. Nice.
Slugging it out.
About 10 seconds left.
You gotta love a stand-up fight in MMA.
Nice overhand left there.
Johnny Gunn showing his intensity.
Trying to finish strong here.
I think both are kind of shocked from earlier blows.
We're winding down here in round 2.
Round 2.
Unbelievable second round.
2 rounds in the book.
Unbelievable.
Chris, who do you have to give that round to?
I gotta give it to Johnny. Johnny had the better strikes. At the end, Johnny was landing 3 good blows, but didn't look to rock. Johnny didn't hurt Johnny at all. Johnny controlled the bout as far as in the clinch. John Hinger just still looking to take the fight to the ground, where his specialty obviously is. Let's take a look at the replay here. Nice.
That was a straight
left. Right there.
Twice.
There you go. That was a nice one right across the jaw there.
Johnny pretty accurate on his punches.
That's right at the end of the break, right at the end of the round there.
It's got to be frustrating, Josh, because he's thinking that he wants to take it down. He wants to go down to the mat.
Johnny Gunn looks very relaxed.
Yeah, one of the worst feelings you can feel as a grappler is that you just can't take this guy to the ground. Where let's take a look. A couple more exchanges here. Nice attempt at a spinning back fist. But surprisingly, it's actually very effective in MMA when it lands. Oh, nice head kick there.
And like we talked about earlier, Johnny's experience in the ring, because as soon as he got the kick in, he went straight for Josh.
And this is our 3rd and final round.
Nice front kick there.
Kick.
Oh. That was a nice slip of knee there too. You tell me, John Hinger's strategy basically is to throw a couple punches, try and get Johnny to get a little aggressive, throw it with some overhands, and then duck under and go for a shot. Another to the groin. Right to the groin there.
I mean, even with your cup, I mean you feel it in the abdomen. That goes all the way up.
Absolutely. That cup has a way of reaching out and touching you.
It's not 100%. I got a chance to interview and hang out with the guys from Chris Brennan's boys this past week. Almost as though they're not, they're here for a fight, but the attitude they have is just like they're on vacation,
Yeah,
did you get a chance to get in the ring with them?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay, let's take a look at that low blow again. Here. So we can see that knee coming up. Camera's a little high, but let's see if we can slip it. Oh, that's clearly a low blow. And then we get close to this section. A lot of times they give fighters about 5 minutes to recover. Johnny feels good. That kind of thing does 2 things. One, it kind of takes some wind out of you just because of the blow. And 2 is it kind of pisses you off, and you want to come back to the guy, and you end up using a lot more energy because you want to get this guy back for doing that. So.
Now, according to our scorecard card, Johnny Gunn took those first 2 rounds. What does Josh Hinger need to do here in the 3rd round if he expects to pull out a win?
Yeah, he definitely has to work some magic here. He's got to take the fight to the ground. Doesn't look like he's going to take top. What he's looking for is he's taking top position. He's looking to take the top position, and he's not going to accept the bottom, which is smart in MMA fights. Currently, I don't think that he has a striking ability to possibly take. I mean, of course, everybody has a puncher's chance, but I would almost say that because this is the 3rd round, he's got to make something happen. Maybe be a smart idea to just pull guard on him to see if he can slip an armbar, slip in something. Because he has to make something happen here. He's looking to fight. Again, another low blow there, right up the middle.
No, but you think by the third time, it's got to be Josh has to know.
Absolutely. And he's going to slip it in. I mean, the fighter's going to find some way to win. He's going to slip it in as long as, as much as he can if the referee actually warns him not to. These guys are short. Yeah, these guys are, instead of bringing up high, they're trying to attack and they're trying to knee the thighs. A good knee to the meat of the thigh, or the muscle of the thigh, kind of tightens up the legs.
That'll just cut you out.
Makes it feel heavy. Your legs start stopping working a little bit, slowing down. Shots are slow. Getting up is slow. It goes to the ground, you guard, your legs are real heavy.
So far, Johnny pretty smart. Taking the first 2 rounds according to us and keeping it up.
Nice pick in midsection.
Solid one. This is it. This is the end of the round. Here we go.
Guys are going to slip in some punches again. You see that Josh actually slipping to the side there. That kind of eliminates Johnny's attempts to knee him. And he's coming around with a little bit more torque on his knees when he comes around. Just kind of a nice technique.
So we'll see if he's last.
That's in a row. Looks like Johnny controlled the bout from beginning to end. Josh definitely landed with some great blows in there. Not enough to hurt Johnny though.
Our first round down, local boy from Hawaii taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. So I feel.
Here we go. Here's Johnny's nice low. Right about the belt, little belt line, which is legal. Johnny come right over the top. The punch. Again, these guys, it's the 3rd round. These guys are tired. So there's some juice on a punch, not as much as they'd like to have it. But if Johnny's standing in there looking to just plant one. Of course, Johnny's looking, of course, he says he's got to do something, make something happen, so change things up by throwing some strikes there. Waiting for a judge's decision here.
We go to center ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after careful tabulation, the judges have reached their decision, and it is unanimous. The winner, Johnny Gonzalez.
Our first fighter from Hawaii's top team. All agree.
Definitely no surprise there. Again, Hawaii team up 1.
And that's what it is tonight. It's the fighting for the love of the land. Talked about earlier, the Chris Brennan's boys came to town, and almost their attitude like they're on vacation. I mean, of course they're here to fight. I was pretty surprised as how relaxed they were. And the week prior to that, got a chance to hang out, talk to a lot of the Hawaii fighters on the top team, and they're very, very intense into this. They're taking this extreme war, fighting for the land, pretty serious.
I think that the team, like Chris Brennan, runs a real family-oriented style gym. A lot of fighters actually live in this gym. He has actually places where you can go there for a camp out at his gym and stuff like that. And he runs almost like a fraternity.
Chad and Mike are 2 of the good ones. Hawaiian Pacific Entertainment
Some of our sponsors
and Mike Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to our next match of
So far,
the
looks like an
evening.
exciting night. Extreme Wars, actually first time in Hawaii for Extreme Wars X1.
Yeah, debut event. It definitely set the bar high with a lot of name fighters, a lot of great and also a great theme coming from Chris Brennan's versus local boys.
Yes.
A lot of local boys, they don't really like to fight other local boys. You see them around, it's hard to get up for a fight like that. So it's always great to fight like a mainland fighter, somebody not from your backyard.
Nice look at, I believe that's Geraghty making his way into the ring.
Yep, I believe so. Fights out of Dave Strasser's Freestyle Fighting Academy. I believe in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Known well for their grappling in. Well-rounded school, but primarily, like Dave's known for his grappling primarily. But so see about his student here. Getting cornered by Chris Brennan.
Now, of course, Chris Brennan putting together some of the top fighters over there on the mainland. Chris Brennan himself hasn't been in the ring about maybe 16 months.
Yeah, in fact, he's making his way back. Fought in Japan recently.
East side in the house. Guatemala boy, Kaleo Kwon, making his way to the ring.
This guy's an excellent kickboxer, trying to make the transition into MMA. His sprawls are getting better. And basically, like I said before, the worst thing you want to do is you want to be a grappler, fighting a guy and just beating the crap out of you, standing up, you can't do anything about it. You can't take this guy down.
Kaleo Kwon, always exciting to watch him.
All right, mixed martial arts fight fans. Introducing first into the Extreme Wars ring on my left. 5 feet 10 inches tall, a well-prepared 154 pounds. He has a 5-fight winning streak in MMA by impressive TKOs his last outing. He fights and trains out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Welcome, Brian Geraghty. And representing the blue corner, 5 feet 8 inches tall, ready to go 155 pounds. A member of the East Side
local contingent.
Eastsiders in the house. Support their fighters.
8-man tournament champion.
That's what it's all about tonight. Extreme Wars X1. It's pitting local boys from Hawaii taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. And like you said earlier, Chris, it's always a good opportunity to fight, actually get in the ring with fighters from not only from Hawaii but around the world.
Absolutely, experience is everything. Different fighting styles, how do you react to them? Your existing game, your skills actually, are you able to adapt to this fight? So, again, great time to get in the ring with anybody. Again, Kaleo Kwon, the consummate striker, extensive boxing background, just a sumo lightweight champion.
Always exciting to watch Kaleo.
And he also made it to the finals of the Proving Grounds 8-man tournament recently.
Again, talking with a lot of the fighters from Chris Brennan's team, a lot of them not really worried about to ask that they watch tape or if they got any info on their opponents. A lot of them not really concerned.
Yeah, that I don't understand, but that's me.
Exactly.
I expect the search out fight footage, see what the strengths are, what the weaknesses are. But some guys are just some guys are confident in their skills. Some guys are just scrappers. They just like to scrap.
Exactly.
And they like that little surprise action.
Pretty surprised at their answer when I asked them.
Brandon's pretty sharp on his, very comfortable on his legs. That was a kind of black shot there, but.
I mean, you gotta love it. You've got a fighter with good grappling skills and a fighter with good boxing and striking skills.
It looks like Brian's definitely, it looks like he's throwing some pretty solid leg kicks there, so he looks pretty comfortable. That shot was just was not set up. And now he's off that heel right there. Not the heel. Kaleo has to do is, now he's back for a toe hold. Kaleo has to keep spinning. Nice.
That's action. I've never seen that before off the bottom. Full guard. Kick from the bottom up.
Yeah, a lot of people practice it. I mean, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys practice it. Not very much people use it, actually. Because a lot of times when you post to sit up there, if the guy comes around at the same time, then your face is kind of open as you're extending to try and get up your feet up to his head. So Brandon's pretty sharp. Like, real quickly stepped over for that heel hook, the transition to a toe hold. And look, right here, set up an arm lock. Kaleo sees it coming. Now going for a triangle. He's on it pretty tight here now. Kaleo better still up. Now that triangle's locked in nice and tight now.
Once you see the foot behind the knee, you know.
Going straight, transition for the straight arm lock. Back to the triangle when he bends down.
You gotta love the multi.
Big left hand there by Kwon.
Big left, but right now
He's still got it sunk in there.
Kaleo's got to get out of there. That's a tight triangle right there.
And straight
arm lock. Now he goes straight to the arm lock, locks him out. great fight for Brian.
Unbelievable.
Brian evens it up.
And you gotta love it. I mean, just the continuation of he had the arm bar. He went back to another submission. He just kept going back and forth.
Definitely seasoned fighter. And that's the key. You know, how quick can he flow from technique to technique? Let's take a look at the replay here. Right, is locked into a full triangle, nice and deep. Legs cocked down. Foot could be a little bit deeper, but I mean that's tight right there. He's hooking the knee, makes it hard for Kaleo to stand up against him. And Kaleo's had enough just tapping. Same time, you couldn't see it from that camera angle, but he straightened out the arm too.
Brian Geraghty takes it with 224 in the first round. Submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, in an exciting bout at 224 in the first round, your winner, Brian Geraghty.
Very impressed with Brian.
It now stands Hawaii's top team 1, next generation 1.
Give it a cobra there.
Another,
there we go.
Again, hooking I like that when you change that angle of the triangle, you can actually slip in tighter.
While we've got a minute, I'd like to thank
Brian's almost in a position that he could just kind of pick and choose what he wants to do to submit.
Yeah, he's basically two primary options available. String arm lock, which a lot of times the fighter backs out, and just are to pull him in and secure that triangle to squeeze those legs together.
Lunch House.
So now we're 1-1 for our local boys and Chris Brennan's next generation team.
Yes, we are. We're going to see if our local boys can step it up. Take the next one here.
Again, here at Extreme Wars X1, Honolulu, Hawaii. First time ever fights here. We got 3 main events coming up. Unbelievable. But right now we are currently Hawaii's top team taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. A lot of them from Orange County. Fighting for the love of the land, that's what they're calling it.
The girls definitely getting their mileage in. They're probably walked about 5 miles by the end of this night.
But how many times a week you think they're in the gym?
Yeah, that's true. I'm not complaining about it.
Exactly not.
We have another California boy making his way to the ring right now. This is Josh Smith.
You gotta love the intensity. I mean, it's Chris and John, you can probably tell me it's like people coming to your backyard. People are coming into your house. So we got Hawaii's top team. We got these guys from Chris Brennan's next generation team.
You got that tension. You got the tension of a guy going into someone's backyard, you know, fighting in some place you're not familiar with, flying to some place, breaking up your natural routine.
Exactly.
So you got like 2 angles, a lot of energy coming out. And here, entering the ring, Sarmiento out of 808 Fight Factory.
They call him the Hitman.
This guy likes. This is one of the guys who just like there's fighters. There's people who fight and there's fighters. This guy is just one of the fighters. He likes to scrap. If it was up to him, he'd fight every single week.
Very, not a man of many words, but I talked to him a few days ago, and he just fought about a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, if there's a fight for him, he'd be fighting every single. And there's a few times, more than a few times, he has fought, every week for a while.
I believe he's just like you said, he loves to fight, and I believe last time I talked to him a few days ago, he's up to about almost 3 fights a month.
Wow.
Sarmiento definitely known for his endurance. Doesn't shy away from anyone.
Yeah, his striking has really come on the last year or 2. And his grappling is pretty solid enough on the ground.
A lot of people locally here in Hawaii say, one of the top 155 pounders.
Match in our team competition.
Absolutely.
Introducing first into the Extreme Wars cage on my left. 6 feet 1 inches tall, 151.5 pounds. He's a member of the New Generation Fight Team and recently was the Aztec Challenge champion. Please welcome, from Lake Forest, California, Josh Smith. And his opponent in the blue corner, and a serious opponent he is. 5 feet 7 inches tall, a very ready 154 pounds. This fighter has accomplished a lot in mixed martial arts. He is a kicking it champion. He is a Super Brawl tournament champion. He is a Rumble in the Rock champion. A member of the prestigious 808 fight team. He is one of the top 155-pound fighters in the state of Hawaii. Please welcome Hawaii Top Team Distinguished Member, Harris Sarmiento.
Now, of course, training out of the same school as Ronald Jun.
Hey guys, good clean
He's
fight.
one of those guys who, in his position is ideal. I mean, he's got Ron, he's got Kai Kamaka's got a lot of experience. And he's got Nico in there. He's just one of these young fighters coming up and just feeding off of all their experiences and just the skills that they have and just sucking it all up.
And lately, a lot of local fighters from Hawaii fighting outside of Hawaii. Like, of course, Harris on the mainland, Japan.
Absolutely. Harris builds quite a reputation on the West Coast. There's been some talk about it. I mean, him actually getting tough. Oh, that's a nice high kick there. Nice
Smith
hard.
very
That's a
active
nice
with the
hard
kicks
body
early
kick there. Going for his guillotine.
Now they call Josh Smith. That's what some people say.
Going for a submission here. Those some nice kicks though.
Already starting it off.
You see Sarmiento.
It's one of the tough things about taller fighters. Picking him up, he's got just a few inches, or it's hard to sweep his legs to take him down. Right now, as long as Harris keeps his head up, it kind of keeps a lot of pressure off of his off the choke. Hands a little tied up in the ring ropes there. And Josh readjusting his grip there.
Now, if you're Harris Sarmiento right here, what are you looking to do?
I'm actually looking at one to keep my head up. I like to get the hips in so your back is strong. In order, so the worst thing you can do is actually bend forward and let Josh actually bend him back. Nice step behind here. Josh immediately going for the Kimura. Again, the height is basically the big thing that's causing Harris a lot of trouble as far as taking him down. And he's got it locked in.
For a lock.
He's got it up there. Nice going to the ground. Now he's going to try and finish on the ground by locking up his body. Right, keeping his back up, his shoulders up, he can get power back into his arm. But the key is he got to get out of that position. And Josh is hipping out. Oh, that's pretty tight.
He's working Harris's arm.
You can see that Josh trying to hip out to the left hand
Big
side.
left hands there. Big left hands.
Smashing the body.
How effective is the elbow to in this position?
Normally they're not, but from what Harris is sitting up pretty high, coming down on him, and they can easily, if you hit it right on an exhale or on where it's not tensing, yeah, he can damage the floating ribs there. Good defense.
Let it out.
Nice front sir. Nice overhand right.
Might have stunned him a little bit.
And Josh staying real tight. Got those long legs, long body.
Again, Josh known as a good submission fighter.
Nice pass. And this can happen a lot when fighters are using a guard. Is a fighter can kind of slip by their legs really quickly. Nice, that's the first round. Seemed like a real quick first round, a lot of action.
One round in the book. Who'd you have to give that to?
That'd be a difficult one to call.
It was a hard one. I would have a difficult time for that one.
Because Josh had some good body kicks.
He came out
in,
strong.
Locked his guillotine in. Harris was defending him well. Finally got him to the ground. And then Josh, of course, attempted submissions. Harris did land a couple of big blows.
No, I'm biased. I'm going to have to go with the local boy. Matani, you going to make a call on this one?
You know, it's going to be a hard call. Like we said, as you see here, Harris finishing up the round, but Josh coming out strong with some good kicks in the beginning.
Yeah, Harris may have edged it just because of those strong elbows to the ribs. Most of these fights actually are just an effective damage. And those kicks are hard. They didn't rock Harris. Those are hard, some hard elbows from the guard.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be hard. I mean, Josh, he let go of the arm. He's working that arm.
Yeah. You know, at a certain point, you gotta either know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Exactly.
So very even first round.
Very first round. Slight edge to Harris. Took the top position.
Here we go with round 2.
I mean, not seeing it much, but Harris is very effective on his stand. Nice jumping, almost like a little running man punch.
Running man punch.
His long legs working up. What he's working for is a high guard. Not only to tie up Harris's body, but also leads to submissions. Nice little half guard.
Harris is on the mat. I mean, as far as striking on the mat, he's unbelievable.
Harris is on that good, very good ground opponent. You know what? A lot of 8-weight fighters are solid ground and pounders. And they make those submission guys pay for those submission attempts.
I mean, it's almost hard. I mean, as you're a good submission fighter, like we saw earlier, he working the arm, but taking the strikes.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Heavy elbow, and he's not just throwing punches. Actually, he's trying elbows. His weight behind elbows. That one actually, he had his hands up to block it. Ryan had his hands up to block it, so he didn't take the full brunt of it. But I mean, that stuff hurts your forearms, tires your arms out a little bit. And Harris in the north-south position. I believe you cannot knee.
No knees.
Yeah, there's no knees on the ground, so that's what that was being clarified. Good rollout. Oh, you said big mouth on the right.
He's got it. I'm thinking the eye is closing in a few seconds.
Yeah. That's probably for one of those elbows slipping off. One of those grazing elbows could easily cause that.
Now, if you're Smith, you're in a very vulnerable position right now. What can he do to get out of this?
Right now, it's difficult. He's against the ropes. But normally what you do is actually you kick an opponent's knees to push him off, create some space, and you scramble back up. Harris put a lot of punches.
Another elbow to the opposite side.
Nice pass, quick pass, and coming right down the elbow. So the whole time he's down there, he's got to be thinking about those elbows coming down, and makes him tentative to do anything.
It's gotta frustrate you as a grappler. I mean, as a good submission fighter, to think that you're gonna throw in a type of hold, but you know those strikes are coming.
That's right. Yeah, there's a huge difference between just grapplers
in the midsection there.
And MMA. And Harris is great at chopping the treat on that.
Big right hand. Another left.
He's going for a knee bar right here. Trying to kick off. If he can get Harris off balance a little bit. It's difficult. Harris is going for his toe hold. He's got a nice toe hold locked in there too. Nice. And actually taps off the toe hold. Great position.
Unbelievable. That was a fight. That was mixed martial arts right there. Extreme Wars X1 right here at the Blaze Del Arena, Hawaii. Harris, the hitman Sarmiento.
Smith had only 2 seconds left in that round. If Smith could have held on for 2 more seconds, the bell would have saved him.
Josh submits Smith.
And let's take a look at the replay. Here, again, Smith is trying to kick him off, trying to go for that knee bar. Harris is locked in the toe hold. And right now he's just kind of leaning his weight into it. He's got gravity on his side and just cranking. The bend of the knee also accentuates the toe hold. You see him tapping out there. Difficult position. He's locked in that. He's got that figure four. Actually, the triangle position on the leg. He's not really. He can't move on to that. It's hard to. He totally have to break that grip.
Josh Smith has the ice pack on that right eye. Let's see if we get a close-up of some of the damage that Harris Sarmiento was able to inflict.
The more I watch Harris fight, the better he gets. I mean, he's just, the training, it's paying off. The fights that he's been doing 3 times a month. I mean, not only in the gym, but he is actually going to a lot of different association fights. Like you said earlier, he's got to be in the best possible position with Ranjan, the same school, Kai Kamaka, the same school.
Here we go. Here's his locking up for the toe hold. again, that bending of the knee accentuates the effectiveness of the toe hold. And Harris is just leaning it, not only just his arm power, but actually leaning his power, his body weight into that toe hold too. And because of the bending of the triangle of the leg,
but I gotta say,
he's not really going anywhere.
This is one hell of a kick-ass audience. We're just getting rolling.
Nice counter.
So local boys pull ahead 2-1.
Match of the evening.
As we move on, Extreme Wars X1. Another local boy taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. A lot of them from Orange County on the West Coast. Coming to the islands to kind of fight for the land. That's what they're calling it.
We got one of the homeboys coming out.
Now what's amazing about, I believe this is Fernando. He actually came in not even close to weight. And I talked to him in the studio, came by and he said, don't even worry about it. Believe it or not, we're chance to hang out with them, like I said earlier, and they were sampling the manapua,
very good.
the local food, and I asked him, I said, you guys on weight, walking weight or fighting weight? And he said, not to worry. And I guess within Chris Brennan's school, he's known to train, almost train at his walking weight up until a few days before fight time.
And Chris Brennan is one of those guys who he has nutritional programs and everything for his own fighters. He actually puts out like his diet that he's eating come fight time.
Wow. Of course, you'll know in just a moment by the crowd when the local boys will be out.
And Fernando has the nickname Heavy Hands, so obviously he must have some heavy hands. So we'll see how heavy.
Sidney Silva making his way to the ring. Interesting story about Sidney. A couple months ago, a little while back, someone had broken into his home. Someone high and ice broken into his home, and let's just say he was able to handle the situation.
It's like I told him earlier, I said the wrong person's house to break into. Not only was not Sidney home, he came home. Of course, another one of our Brazilian brothers representing Hawaii's top team.
Great grappler, solid skills, great fundamentals, great positioning. He's one of those nice patient grapplers. He sets something up. He doesn't go for just jump into submissions. He sets up his position, works his way into the submission. So very little mistakes a lot of times he makes. Very calm fighter too.
And yes, I was just going to say, watching Sidney fight, the expression on his face almost never changes.
Introducing first in our next match of the evening, representing the red corner, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 185 pounds even. He is a very powerful striker with lightning in either hand. A distinguished member of the new generation fight team, Fernando Gonzalez.
So like you said, the word is heavy hands.
And representing Hawaii's top team in the blue corner, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 172 pounds even. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighting specialist. He has numerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu titles and is an MMA submission grappling specialist. He is also the Hawaiian Open Jiu-Jitsu champion. Welcome to the Extreme Wars ring, Sidney Silva.
I've never seen Sidney look this ripped before. He's definitely in the best shape of his life.
He took it pretty seriously. This fight, I mean, talking to him earlier, you know, of course, Sidney's very straightforward and stern, you know.
Here comes out.
So we have a striking Gonzalez and a jiu-jitsu expert in Silva.
Yeah, it could be a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Oh, the Sidney's been training. Ooh. Nice straight left there. Slipped in.
Maybe.
Right in the inner thigh kick there. Oh, nice flying knee. And Fernando's swinging for the fences, man, on every punch. Clinch. I believe if I heard it right, Fernando almost has like a 13-pound weight advantage.
Yes.
Nice takedown. Good recovery from Fernando to take the top.
Well, like you said, Sidney coming into this match ripped.
Also in great shape. Doing a good job tying him up. Again, somebody with heavy hands, big puncher. You don't want him to like let loose from the guard. Nice slip in the knee, elbow there. Staying tight. And again, you know, right when the match starts, these guys have so much power, and just everybody feels like just a freak. And so, you know, you kind of want to take your time. You don't want to rush anything because guys have enough power to get out of things. And you leave yourself open for, you know, one good shot like we've seen earlier tonight. You know, one good shot is going to change the whole fight.
So for Silva, this is where he wants to be on the ground. But from what, if I hear you correctly, this is a little too early to make a move for him right now?
Exactly, yeah. Not necessarily like the bottom, but, you know, I'm sure he'd actually be, this position is probably better than maybe the stand-up position. Because look, Fernando's got some pretty quick hands. Pretty active, looks like pretty active punches. There we go. I'm trying to get that leg over the arm, work for a triangle. Fernando's doing a good job. He's pressing forward, trying to wiggle that shoulder down the elbow, and that's what he does.
Using the advantage of his weight, of course, being on top.
Nice kick out, stand up here. Fernando's looking for a punch. Or actually, he's looking for, you can tell he's more boxing oriented because if he's more kick oriented, well, he also bring it back up, obviously back into his territory.
Sidney looking comfortable in almost any position he's in.
So calm, even in this position. I mean, just 10 seconds left here. Fernando's nodding them on. And Fernando's feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident right now. Went to the ground with Sidney, was able to defend some submissions, land some punches. Nice attack. Overhand. Good spot. I don't know if that landed or just was raised or Sidney kind of stayed with the punch.
A little bit of extracurriculars there.
Heated ending, but again, these fighters, they're instructed by their trainers a lot of times to fight until the referee breaks you up. Right. You have to protect yourself at all times. And, you know,
it's a lot of times it's hard because a lot of fighters almost train for the bell. They don't train for the referee.
Exactly. And you know, one of the biggest mistakes you can do is stop when you hear the bell.
Exactly.
Because that's when some guy's going to throw his punch and go over the top, and you're not going to see it. You're not going to cover it up. You're going to just take the full brunt of that below.
Seen many a fight.
Here's a good sprawl attempt. That was a grazing overhand. Kind of stunned the way of it. Sidney recovered pretty quickly.
Now, taking a look at the scorecard, how would you rate this match so far for this first round?
Okay, you want to go first?
Well, I'm gonna have to say it'll probably go to Fernando. Slightly. I mean, he's accurate on his strikes, landings. I mean, he had Sidney on his back.
You definitely have to get to Fernando for the first round. Impose his game, land the better strikes. A lot of times, you know, it's who can fight their fight or make the other fighter fight their fight, and Fernando's just doing that.
Again, I'm biased for the local boys, but I'm going to have to agree with you, gentlemen, on this one. Slight advantage definitely goes to Gonzalez on that last round.
From right here, Sidney's got to be looking for a clinch and take the fight to the ground. I don't know if he wants to take too much chance and give Fernando too much chance on standing up there.
Silva showing some very strong kicks. Lots of leg acts.
Good inside side kicks. That's into the boxer. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to throw him off by throwing inside leg kicks, throwing outside leg kicks, chop him down.
It's going to bring,
you know, and you can tell like Fernando, one, he's not checking the kicks. Nice follow-up punches there, hard punches, Fernando. He's just going to sit in there to plant his hands, and a lot of times that leads to a nice, good, firm kick while his feet is planted, so he absorbs the whole blow. Good strategy, other than, of course, is the boxer steps into the punches. That was a pretty hard left hook there.
Fernando Gonzalez in the black trunks. Sidney Silva in the camouflage.
Fernando's almost, it's hard, he's accurate in some of his strikes, but he's going for the reaches on some of them.
Great outside leg trip. Fine, Sidney's on top, exactly where he wants to be. He's got a good position. Right from the half guards, again, like he's working the free the half guard, slip that knee inside here, get to the side.
Well, of course, this is where Sidney loves to be.
Absolutely. Fran's done a good job tying him up. So he got a little cross stroke on him. This is very underrated for people.
Yep.
Put a good cross stroke on a guy that's not familiar with it, eats him up, or opens him up, too. There we go, Sidney's looking at the pass. Nice scramble. Great job. Nice good body punches too. Fran's did a great job. Again, Fernando imposing his game. Even when Sidney gets into the ground, he's scrambling back up.
For somebody who's supposedly a striker, he's a lot of movement on the ground.
Exactly.
I have to say, very quick moves for the much bigger Fernando Gonzalez.
About 10 seconds left. A lot of the strikers, I mean, if you train properly, all you're going to do is train for a sprawl, you're going to train to scramble back up to their feet and get back to your game, and then you can be a very effective fighter, as we're seeing here. Nice.
A lot of movement.
That was a solid knee up the middle. All right. Fight to the end. Fight to the end.
Exactly. The bell, you keep going. That overhand's going to slip in.
That is the end of our action tonight, round number 2.
Great action.
Now, I'm going to say that round also went to Gonzalez.
Absolutely. It's all about like who's fighting your game, man. He's a striker. He's taking, even on the ground, he's getting back up without taking any damage from Sidney. So
Very smart. Very smart.
Now, as we head into the third and final round here, what is Silva going to have to do to pull out a W?
So they're going to do probably the same thing he did in round 2. Let's look at the replay real quick. Front kick here. And Fernando's looking for that overhand. It looks like a kind of wild overhand left, but the fighter's covering up. His hands reach a little bit farther from his face. A lot of times that wild overhand left, lands. So he's looking around for those real wide punches to get over on the hand. See?
It's almost hard to say. I mean, he looks like he's calculated before he throws it.
Second
And
again.
it just comes way outside.
Just fighting to the end, of course, and Fernando loves it. Oh, the scrapper.
It's another thing the guys from Chris Brennan's school said. I asked them about their experience, and all at the same time, pretty much they all just said bars. You know?
So, a lot of reformed bar fighters in MMA, unfortunately, but you know, at least they're taking action in the ring and doing it legally and legitimately.
Exactly how it should be.
The more to get into it, most times you see guys they don't want to fight in the street.
Yes. So our third and final round, Extreme Wars, right here in Honolulu, Hawaii, at the Blaisdell Arena. We have got Hawaii's top team taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team from the West Coast.
Again, Fernando's playing a smart game. He's starting in combinations and then he's backing out, or he's looking for that shot. You know, he knows that if he overextends, and Sidney's exactly looking for an overextension to over a clinch. So exactly right after this graphic. That was a nice knee coming in, sitting there. Nice body lock by Fernando. Again, a weight advantage. He has to take into account here. I mean, a little bit of weight, a little bit of drop in the hips makes a huge difference if you got 10 pounds. Fernando did a great job of clinch fighting, or defending Sidney's takedown attempts, or setups for takedown attempts. Sidney slipping in some nice knees. And I believe Sidney, what he's doing is he's knee in the midsection, so Fernando steps in, the closer the hips to hip, that'll defeat the knees and also bring his leg closer so he can, Sidney can hit his, the hook is outside leg trip there, which seems his bread and butter. It's a great takedown, and he really uses it well. I don't know if that was
I don't think so.
That looked to me like the front of the thigh.
You can almost tell. I mean, if it's on the thigh, they'll kind of crunch to the side, and the groin, you go straight forward.
Yeah.
Gonzalez is definitely playing the role right now.
Could have slipped in, could have slipped off. You know, he gets slipped on the outside, could have slipped the inside, could have chipped off that cup. So
Take a look at the replay right now.
Let's take a look if we see that. Oh yeah, maybe that was inside. That kind of slipped right in the pocket there.
Right.
I mean, most fighters given like 5 minutes to recover from groin strikes or either accidental illegal strikes. Now we're back to fighting.
For now, constant movement from Fernando. You got to give him that.
It's definitely a seasoned boxer. Hard to tell when Sidney's hurt too. It's like the same look the whole time.
Exactly, you know?
It looks like a good shot. It looks the same. You're kind of looking for something to see if he's hurt or not. And maybe that's why Fernando's kind of tentative about following up.
Right.
Which is a great, works in Sidney's favor.
Now, do you think Sidney actually would think about, of course, facial expression we're talking about, and you think he actually thinks it's an advantage? Maybe some fighters.
I think it's an advantage up to a certain point,
right.
and some guys actually use that to draw the fighters in, and maybe it's one thing you want to do with him. And there's the end of the round where you look hurt, and the guy comes in to finish you off, and then boom, you set up your clinch, it overextends. Fernando's he's a pretty smart fighter. He's fighting a very smart fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our third and final round. We will go to the judges' scorecard.
Looks like this from controlling the ball and again, fighting his game. Fernando looks like, let's look at the replay real quick here. And circling outside the power. Always sticking out a jab there to keep the fighter at bay. Maybe this is not exactly the best replay to show here, but there we go.
So I think we may be
right there.
in all agreement here that the guys from California have evened this up, 2-2.
Yeah, looks definitely looks like Fernando pulled this one out.
I have to agree with that.
Against telling the judges' scores here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have tabulated the results, and the winner by unanimous decision, Sidney.
Hold on.
We're definitely get a mixed crowd reaction here.
There we go. We're gonna get a correction here.
By all means, by our judges' scorecards, definitely Fernando won the card. It's gonna be
We're gonna make a correction.
It's almost a bad situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're only human. Now that I've been informed correctly, the winner by unanimous decision in the red corner.
And a correction.
Fernando Gonzalez.
And hard to argue that decision.
Exactly.
Great game plan, great execution of his game plan.
Well, Connie, looks like the difference was the amount of pour.
You know what? That was the first time he tried it, and he liked it.
He liked it.
And then all this food comes in 2 days prior to weigh-in.
Did I tell you that our sponsors this
I heard that food is going on there. Almost actually, I would have been there in like 5 minutes, but I actually sprained my ankle running over my chair trying to make it to the studios.
Let's move to our next match of the evening.
Again, this is one of those just styles make fights. I mean, sometimes the grappler wins, sometimes the strikers will win. You know, who's got the proper game plan and basically skills and tools needed to implement their game plan.
So again, we move on. Extreme Wars X1 right here to the Blaisdell Arena, Honolulu. First time ever. Extreme Wars, new association to the mixed martial arts scene.
Great event so far. Good fight. Somebody getting a little piggyback on the wrap there.
Adam Lynn, middle of the ring right now. Now I've heard that Lynn was referred to as Chris Brennan's best student. Well-rounded, very good feet.
Yeah, he's been around Chris Brennan, training with Chris Brennan for a long time. A lot of support from Chris Brennan's corner there. Here's Kaleo Padilla. They call him the pervert. He's from Kona Boxing, great boxer. Made a transition to MMA. He's one of these guys who he's another guy who just likes to fight. Likes to scrap. I mean, a perfect example is this match. Originally scheduled for Ron Jun. Jun hurt his back. The doctors wouldn't clear. And of course, the worry that Ron Jun is, I mean, he's doing his best to try and get in the ring to fight. Because he doesn't want to cancel. He takes a lot of fights, even injured, which a lot of people don't know, just because, you know, when he makes a commitment, he really, truly feels that, you know, I'm not going to break that commitment. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to fight. This time, the doctors actually overruled him.
Stopped it.
And of course, Kaleo here, hanging out, say, you know, I'll jump right in. What the hell?
Yeah, and you got to love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, I'd like to apologize for that last result. My bad. Let's move to our next match of the evening.
Of course, making an apology.
Representing the red corner, 5 feet 8 inches tall, 173 pounds even. A distinguished member of the new generation fight team. He fights and trains out of Lake Forest, California. Welcome to the Extreme War Cage, Adam Bam Bam Lynn. And his opponent representing the blue corner, 5 feet 9 inches tall, a well-trained 178 pounds. He's a classic boxing trained fighter and member of the Kona Boxing Club. He is also a 2-time Golden Gloves champion. He is taking the spot of Ronald Machine Gun Jun, who could not make tonight's performance because of doctor's clearance. Welcome, Kaleo Padilla.
Again, a consummate boxer, 2-time Golden Gloves champ. Great striker.
What do you know about Kaleo's groundwork?
It's actually growing. He's been training a lot with the local boys here, Kwon and Khan. His grappling has been improving. He had actually his first submission win a little while back. So again, I mean, the striker basically all he's really working on is trying to get his back up to his feet again. He's also, by the way, great kicker, as you can kind of see. And at times he's fought in actually some of the best Hawaii strikers in like a Pro X division and stuff like that. And he's actually taken apart a lot of them just because of his kicks. Keeps chopping.
And of course, you know, it probably throws off your opponent. They're talking about his two-time Golden Gloves, and it comes out kicking.
Absolutely.
And he turns.
And again, you don't see that's a nice there. That's a nice stiff jab there.
You gotta love the accuracy of a boxer. You gotta the striking ability.
Instead outside, he's clipping him with kicks. Says inside, then you know, Kaleo's gonna lay some hands on you. But I wouldn't say he's not so scrub either. He's coming in there. He's got some pretty accurate punches too.
Lynn's doing a great job of standing in with Kaleo this far.
You almost know a boxer back on the elbows are in tight.
Yeah, nice, good fundamental boxing position. Actually works well for sprawl defenses too. You got a good forearm and the shoulders drawn back out.
Nothing like being caught with your elbows up.
Nice, still feeling on each other. Right in the eye. Looks like he clipped an eye. Could be a finger, could be the edge of the glove, could be a thumb possibly. If his left hand kind of grazed out to the outside. Right now, it's kind of reminiscent of like Couture, the Couture match. Right. And the whole, anytime it touches the eye, we have to always give the utmost safety concerns here. We have a ringside of 2 ringside doctors in there checking it out.
I'd like to see the replay on that one.
There we go. Let's take a look at that. Switch the system. Oh, another. Yeah, I think the thumb actually slides down there.
Now, almost. I mean, coming from a boxing background, now you're putting on MMA gloves. Of course, thumb being exposed.
Exactly. It's basically how you hold your hand in the glove, and a lot of times the boxing gloves hold it in a certain position. And you can see actually Adam kind of slid a little bit to the left, and actually, so that took a little bit off of it, so he kind of grazed it. And unfortunately, the thumb caught an eye there.
Now, from a rules point of view, is this match over, or will it continue right where we left off?
This is one of those things where it depends on the promoter. The promoter could basically say a match that has to be stopped due to an unintentional, could be ruled no contest.
The referees have ruled accidental thumb in the eye in the first round. This bout will go down as a no decision.
There you go.
And
so no decision. Fight.
Contest. Crowd not happy, but it's one of those things that you really, what are you going to do about it? It's something accidental.
It's almost hard because it just had the beginning of a really good fight.
Absolutely. You look like you guys had an exchange a lot and nice crisp punches. Lynn took some good punches. Wasn't stunned at all.
And here we go again.
Let's look at it one more time here. Oh yeah, that was right there. Yeah. Almost like he kind of stepped into it too as close throwing it out.
No, I mean as Kaleo, it's got to be hard to get a no decision, and it's
no fighter wants to end the match like this, no matter what. They want a nice, good, clear, concise win, be it submission, be it knockout, be it TKO or something. Both guys have got to be like disappointed.
I mean, you train, you finally get here, and that's like you say sometimes the nature of the beast. It's just things happen.
Absolutely.
So if we're looking at the Hawaii-California scorecard, we're still even at 2 apiece. That being a no decision.
Right.
2 apiece, that's
exactly.
Right.
2 apiece. Hawaii's top team.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to an intermission. Before we get to our last fight of the evening, grab a list, clean, Budweiser, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
So again, so far, impressive start to Extreme Wars X1 right here in the Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu, Hawaii. So far, we started off with Hawaii's top team, taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. Fighting for the love of the land, that's what they're calling it. We've got the guys from Orange County coming into the backyard, or the yard, or whatever you want to call it, of Hawaii fighters.
Just do a quick recap of the night, if we may.
So far, go ahead, Chris, from the first bout.
Okay, we'll start off with Shawn, Castro, and Kaleo Wolfl. Kaleo won that one with TKO ref stoppage in the first round. Again, nice, good, crisp punch that ended that one. Second bout is Pro X Division, basically modified kickboxing rules with MMA gloves on. Kaipo Gonzales pulled that one out against Duke Zaragoza. Again, another quick bout, a TKO via referee stoppage.
2 local boys there going at it.
Absolutely. And then the third one, it was the beginning of our Team Hawaii versus Team Next Generation, where Johnny Gunn pulled out a decision over Brian Hinger. It went full 3 rounds. And then the next round, again, Team Next Generation pulled it back by Brian Geraghty, taking out Kwon via armbar from the triangle position. Then we had Harris Hitman take it back with Josh Smith via toe hold, which he countered off of a knee bar attempt by Smith.
So far, that was, I would say, the most exciting fight.
Yes, a lot of action, a lot of transitions. Then, of course, we had Fernando Gonzales implement his striking game and shut down Sidney Silva. and take a decision there. And of course, we had just had this recent bout here where Kaleo accidentally got Adam Lynn in the eye with the thumb there. It's always disappointing right in the first round. Looked to be a great makings of a fight.
Exactly, and it's got to be tough. Just tell us when, Mac. All right, welcome back to Extreme Wars X1 right here in Honolulu, Hawaii at the Blaisdell Arena. We are continuing on with mixed martial arts excitement. I mean, first time ever fights here in Hawaii. What do you guys think so far, the first half of X1?
Action-filled night tonight. We had a couple of knockouts, we had a couple of tap-outs, we had a thumb in the eye.
Exactly.
A little bit of everything tonight.
So if you're just joining us, it is for the love of the land, that's what they're calling it. We got Hawaii's top team taking on Chris Brennan's next generation team. And speaking of Chris Brennan, coming in the ring.
We got the team leader right here. Chris Brennan, again, a lot of experience fighting all over the place, from the UFC to Pride, fought top level competition.
Now you got to give him a lot of credit, like you said earlier, putting together a team, and like you said, not only going to the gym and fighting, but some fighters actually living.
Yeah, he's had an extensive academy. Actually, a few academies actually. Extensive academy where he's actually built up like a dorm going on. And here actually the crowd kind of picking up for local boy Mark Moreno.
And here we go.
Now, Mark Moreno's got a big fight coming up. In fact, rather soon with the Mayhem, Jason Miller. Could we possibly see a little bit of a look ahead on Moreno's fight tonight?
That's actually a very interesting fight because, I mean, this fight could play out exactly the way the other one fight, where Chris Brennan, like Jason Miller's consummate grappler and submission artist. And again, of course, Mark Moreno is known for his boxing. His grappling is picking up, but by no means is he on the level of Chris Brennan. But, you know, he's definitely got knockout power. He's knocked out a hell of a lot of people.
A lot of people call him a knockout artist. So again, we'd like to welcome you to Extreme Wars X1 right here in Honolulu, Hawaii. My name is Makani alongside
Joe McGinn
and
Chris Silva. Take it away, Gene.
I said Blaisdell Arena, are you ready? Introducing first in the red corner, 5 feet 8 inches tall, 170 well-trained pounds. He is a 3-time King of the Cage champ, a 2-time UFC veteran, a 2-time Pride FC contestant. He is from Mission Viejo, California, and the leader of the new generation fight team. Welcome, Chris, the West Side Strangler, Brennan.
Now, we have 4 more matches tonight, but I do believe this will be the deciding match between the Hawaii and the California teams.
Exactly. I think this is actually going to kick off the. I think we're at actually 2-2. Hawaii took 2, California took 2, and we had 1 no contest out there. So actually, it works out perfectly because we hit this tie.
Hawaii's knockout artist. He is a 2-time Muay Thai champion and a distinguished member of Hawaii's top team. Welcome to the Extreme Wars ring, Mark Moreno.
A lot of crowd support for Mark Moreno. It's going to be a launching pad for Mark. Chris Brennan is still a big name. And for him to beat Chris Brennan would definitely be a shining star.
Pretty intense match for Mark.
Absolutely. Again, it's going to be what style makes fights. Can Mark keep it up? Or can Chris take it down? But by no means, Chris has been working at striking for the past few years, a long time. Training at one point with Marcos Suarez. You see kind of Chris stalking him, trying to corner him in the ring. Trying to get the ropes here so he can kind of squeeze him into a clinch. Mark looking for that. Gets a double on the hooks. And then, of course, he's looking to push him off and gets the space to punch.
Chris Brennan, well-rounded fighter.
He's hopping right up there, looking for a guillotine. Chris shakes it off. Nice leg kick.
Solid right kick. Returns. By Brennan.
That was a nice split there.
So a single leg.
Nice single leg.
Takes him down.
Martinez got right into the cross. Right. Immediately working a Kimura. This is actually one of his specialties. He's known as the West Side Strangler. He used to love chokes. Now he's actually, he's a Kimura man. Locked out, waiting for the straight arm lock. And then straight out, and he gets it.
Quick work by Chris Brennan.
And of course, you can see the experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once he hit the ground, immediately was looking for the Kimura to hold him up. Mark flattened out, transitioned to the straight arm lock, worked the free arm and secured the arm lock for the tap.
Chris Brennan only needed 1 minute and 14 seconds to force Mark Moreno into a submission.
Okay, let's check this out. You can see him starting by the Kimura, pulling him back. Marco straights his back. Chris transitions right into a straight arm lock. Again, Mark's trying to get open over those legs. Chris does a great job of leg control.
First initiates.
Hold on here. He's holding it back. He's got to break that grip. Oh, little camera angle there.
And you miss. He gave a hammer to Mark's forehead.
Yeah, I think the hammer roll is actually a nice touch to actually break that grip.
Right.
At 1:14 in the first round, the winner by submission, Chris, the West Side Strangler, Brennan.
You think X1 invite for maybe X2?
That could be.
That's definitely going to have to happen. Chris Brennan, if we go by the numbers tonight, guys from California took it. You know,
Absolutely.
Johnny Gunn came out with the unanimous decision over Josh Hinger. Kaleo Kwon lost to Brian Geraghty. Harris Sarmiento was able to come back with a second-round submission over Josh Smith. We had a no decision with Fernando Gonzalez and Sidney Silva. Excuse me, a unanimous decision for Fernando Gonzalez. A no decision for Kaleo, Padilla, and Adam Lynn. And the deciding match tonight, making it 3-2 for the boys from California, was Chris Brennan with a submission over Mark Moreno.
And you got to give it up to Chris, not only bringing the boys over, training the boys, got the academies going on, and of course getting back into the ring himself.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people don't underestimate or underestimate that fact. That's to spread your attention to your fighters and then run back in the back, prepare yourself mentally, getting back in your game, and get it going.
Hot 93.9.
Okay, let's take a new look at that replay here. Okay, Chris Brennan goes back with the set up with the figure 4 arm up there, getting the legs over the top. Mark does actually a real good job trying to get out of there, but Chris's legs a little better.
Just missed
We just missed that hammer fist that basically Mark's done the right job, the right thing, holding his arms together, keeping his arms tight, close to his body. Chris Brennan secures the arm, a couple hammer fists to break up the position, pulls it right out for a straight arm lock for the tap.
Gentlemen, are you ready? This is going to be the first of 3 super heavyweight matches.
I mean, unbelievable. Like we said earlier, perfect title for a perfect setting. Extreme Wars X1 right here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Coming up in this fight, who do we got?
This is Ritch Wilson actually walking down to the ring, and he's going to be taking on Jeff the Snowman Monson, 2003 and 2005 Abu Dhabi submission wrestling champion. On paper, this match looks very interesting because it's, again, Ritch is a national Greco-Roman wrestling champ, and Monson's whole game a lot of times is known for his submission grappling and his wrestling. Of course, Monson has been branching on his weak points, always working on him. He took a couple of pro boxing matches, actually won his pro boxing matches, so his hands are coming together, and we'll see what it works out here. He's known as a snowman. You'll see why.
Right.
White as snow. This guy is always just yoked.
He's like a tree stump. You watch him fight. You watch. I mean,
there's been a few guys. I don't know how he keeps on this much muscle, and still he's got good cardio.
I was just gonna ask you that. I mean, his conditioning with the mass on him must be unbelievable.
Now there you see, standing next to him is Chris Brennan. Just got done with his match, and he's right back. You know,
right back to work.
You got it.
We have MMA fighter and kickboxer Shawn Johnson checking the fighters' gloves and everything. You know, doing a pre-fight ring check.
We got some time now, gentlemen. I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you folks.
Of course, thank you very much. Thank you.
3 more big fights, and I'm excited for what we have in store.
Again, Jeff definitely is doing much better in the submission grappling world than the MMA world, but you know, looking to make a comeback. But I mean, he does have a 14-5 record. Technically, 16-5 if you include the amateur.
All right, mixed martial arts fight fans, this is
minus the muscularity of the snowman. Almost the same build. I mean, as far as these just short and stout. You know, a lot of beef on these guys.
Yes, stocky.
Introducing first in the red corner, 6 feet tall, ready to go, 242 pounds. He comes to us with a serious wrestling pedigree, wrestling at Penn and Boston U. He's a national runner-up in Greco-Roman wrestling and a top
But this one is a grappler with some boxing ability now versus
from Coldwater, Michigan.
He's like a true grappler, national Greco-Roman champ.
Ritch
So you see Richmond Wilson coming out of the red corner,
and
fighting
his
black trunks.
opponent on my right in the blue corner, 6 feet tall, ripped, 233 pounds. This fighter is one of the top submission grapplers in the world. A former Abu Dhabi champion.
Capitalism and the anarchy side there.
You got a statement, not only in the ring, but you know.
You make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen. You make a mistake with him, you go home in a body cast. Please welcome from Olympia,
What an introduction.
Washington.
Now, judging from the tattoos on his back,
Snowman.
do you think he's a liberal or conservative?
Judging from the tattoos, he's an unbelievable mixed martial artist.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about Jeff Monson.
Exactly, that's the snowman.
He'll tear my head off.
That's all you need is to come home and Jeff is sitting in your driveway.
And Jeff started with Matt Hume over at AMC Pancrase in Washington, made the switch over to American Top Team, which he fights out of currently. And he's currently running the American Top Team West Coast office.
Already right into it.
Right to Royal. Nice turnover. And again, this is actually relatively not necessarily new for Jeff, but something that's finds unorthodox is he's actually comfortable on his back, and he actually takes a lot. He's had a great sweep, which he almost pulled off there. Now, again, Ritch has a little headlock in the half guard there. And look for Jeff to slip his back. If we can just lighten up a little bit on that headlock. Oh, nice.
Nice reversal.
That was a beautiful half guard sweep. Went right to the cross-side. Okay, from basically a wrestler, kind of a hold-down guy winning submission matches. I mean, Monson's technique level is skyrocketing as far as not only stuff that he's working on, but actually stuff that he's pulling on in competition.
Wow.
Good side press here. Now we'll see if how much grappling Ritch Wilson has as far as working up his back.
And it's almost hard.
Oh, that's always a nice little.
Almost hard coming from his background of Greco-Roman. Of course, you train as a wrestler, and you never really train for submission. You train for points.
Absolutely, and also you're not trained like once you're like a second on the back, then it's over.
Yeah.
So expect him to. He should actually be scrambling out right now. Again, the punches are throwing him off. Just looking for Kimo here. It was Kimo. He's trying just to soften up a little bit. And a lot of new people to MMA, they punch him in the face, it totally changes the game.
Right.
I don't care how much you train, one good punch in the face will change the whole thing. Just go straight back and straight unlock. Nice technique. Okay, easy win for Jeff.
Personally, gotta say, kind of upset. I wanted to see two big guys strike.
Absolutely. I want to see them. I was looking forward to clinch fighting.
Right.
I was looking forward to see good reversals.
But you gotta give it. You gotta give it to the Snowman.
Yeah, absolutely great technique. I mean, again, let's take a look at the submission again here. And sits back for the arm lock. And again, Ritch is not familiar enough on the ground to quickly go and see what Jeff's doing quickly enough to grab his hands to try to defend. But even so, I mean, Jeff is the two-time world submission wrestling champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 156 in the
the beauty of mixed martial arts, you think you're just getting out of something, you get thrown into another submission.
The great thing about Jeff is, I mean, with like I said, he has the technical skill, the heart to go head-to-head with this guy and see who's a better wrestler. But he has an absolutely smart fight. I mean, he has a great half-guard sweep. He just pulled to guard. Why fight him? Why go head-to-head with him?
Exactly.
Pull him down the half-guard, sweep him, take the top, finish it from the top.
Right.
There's that armbar again. Nice straight back.
I mean, he had it straight.
That's a perfect
deep.
Bending the head back, his back is arched. There's no way he's going to really get out of that. And Rich, at this point in his career, he just doesn't possess the ground skills on his back yet to either get out of that or to actually defend it. So, quick ball for the Snowman.
Maybe get more time for him, Rich Wilson in the ring.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
We have two more bouts ahead of us.
Yep, coming up next, not too sure if this is Dan Severn and Shannon Ritch or Ricco Rodriguez and Warpath Villareal. We will shortly find out.
Again here, Extreme Wars X1, new association of mixed martial arts competition here in Honolulu, Hawaii at the Blaisdell. Again, my name is Makani alongside Joe McGinn and Chris Anzuka.
Fighters should be coming out very shortly.
Chris, you're going to have some updates on your website.
Absolutely, onzuka.com, onzuka.com. We have a news and rumors page. We update daily. We try to cover anything and everything Hawaii and martial arts. So if you guys have anything, feel free to email me, feel free to comment on me, on my writing, anything you want. We're always looking for any kind of contact.
I'm going to be sure to check out your television show.
I appreciate that.
When is that?
It's Fighters Club TV. It's on channel 52 on Tuesdays at 8:30. We're soon to be changing to a news time slot, but for now it's Tuesdays 8:30.
Tuesdays 8:30. I'm tuning in.
Absolutely. We'll have some clips from this event here, obviously, promoting them for the fight. So some of you guys who weren't able to make it, they can actually see some of the highlights. We're going to be showing this. This is actually on pay-per-view. You guys are paying for it. And our show basically is just to give you a little teaser of the event. And so you buy this great DVD and watch some great fights here.
So obviously we know who's coming out. The enthusiasm and you got to love it. They call him the Cannon.
We have Mr. Conservative, Shannon Ritch. All right, never went for like flamboyant entrances or anything.
Not at all. Not at all.
His All-American hat here, little Jester's hat there.
We had a nice conversation with Shannon Ritch before tonight's event got underway. He actually came over and had a few words with us.
Fighting words?
Not fighting words. Very friendly guy. Actually, very friendly guy. He wanted to tell us what he's actually been up to. He just came back from Russia. He went over to Russia and he actually won the middleweight championship belt. He's the current Russian middleweight world champ. The only American to go over in Russia and do that.
Yeah, Shannon's a consummate fighter. He's one of those guys who, hey, we need a fight. This guy's an A-level fighter. Who we're gonna fight? This is like the day before the event. Who we're gonna call? Let's call Shannon. And Shannon, at the moment's notice, if he can jump on a plane and make that fight, he'll be there and he'll jump in and he'll fight against anybody.
Now here at Extreme Wars, in just a few minutes, we're gonna actually, he's went toe-to-toe with this opponent before.
Absolutely. This is going to be a rematch with Dan Severn. He actually took Dan Severn to the second round before Dan Severn actually secured a key lock and submitted him. So he has a lot of high hopes, and he said that, you know, one little mistake actually cost him the match. So we'll see. We'll see if Dan learns from his mistakes and gets better, or does Shannon continue what he started the first round in the first bout.
Yeah, Shannon and Ritch actually came over and talked a little bit of strategy. He said Dan Severn has never been knocked out, so he's looking to pull the big KO on Big Dan.
Good luck. Dan's never been knocked out for a good reason.
I'm totally amazed that Dan Severn is still in the ring. I mean, you've got to give him that. That's exactly why he has it on his shorts.
This is like 47 years old. Never slowing down. I mean, not the best of form from his top, but hey, what 47 is, and he's over here fighting anybody. He's fighting almost like on a weekly basis. You know, at the very least, Monday basis, between pro wrestling, between, you know, mixed martial arts fights all over the country. And he always says that he basically doesn't have time to train. He's just coming in and fighting. His fighting is his training.
I mean, almost, is it fair to say he could possibly be maybe an icon in MMA, you know, since it's beginning?
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the most decorated people, fighters in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He just recently got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. I mean, he's got countless amateur wrestling titles, international wrestling titles. This guy's done it all, been there, done it all. He was in Japan when mixed martial arts first started coming out in those mixed matches. I mean, this guy is kind of like the Forrest Gump of MMA.
Now, if you're watching this, people at home are thinking the size difference.
He is a pride
unbelievable.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, that gives credit to Shannon Ritch. Like I said, he'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. And the only, I think the only limitation is can the flight get me there in time? And, you know, pad his wallet a little bit.
Shannon Ritch has actually been fighting since 1991, has 140 fights under his belt.
That's another guy who fights every single week too.
Shannon the Cannon Ritch.
Fought a few times here in Hawaii.
And his opponent in the blue corner.
Dan Severn working on his tan, looks like a couple days before.
You know, I think I seen him down in White
and is a legend in the sport of mixed martial arts. He is the only Triple Crown UFC champion in the sport today. He is a winner of 2 8-man tournaments and the prestigious Ultimate in 1996. From Coldwater, Michigan, the UFC Hall of Famer, Dan the Beef Silva.
There he is, one of the icons of mixed martial arts.
Actually, he's one of those guys who you wouldn't want to be dating his daughter.
Exactly.
You walk in there, oh, Shannon's getting right in the face there.
Already.
You can see the size difference on these guys. I mean, Dan's almost a head taller. And Shannon tried to push him, and I don't think Dan actually even took a step back there. But we'll see if Shannon can take the fight to Dan.
I'm interested to see if Shannon's going to pull through with a strategy of going straight for the knockout.
He said he connected a head kick in the first fight. And of course, his strategy has to be stick and move. You always stick and move on the big man. But Dan's been implementing his strategy for years.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I sit here and I watch the size difference. You know, it's Shannon the Cannon, like you said, taking anything.
Actually, it almost kind of takes you back to the UFC of old.
Yeah.
You know, no weight classes where you see, you know, a skilled smaller fighter going as a big, a slower fighter. Again, Dan has been known to have some knee problems, so you see, so he's trying to going back to the leg there. Dan comes in, definitely locks up the clincher. You can see kind of like Dan just almost like the worst Shannon. So he's looking up, set up there. Inside knee.
Couple left hands to the back of Dan Severn's head.
Trying to stay active. But inside trip.
Damage.
Hard to to the inside trip against the ropes. Shannon's actually smartly using the ropes to keep him up.
Oh, that's got to when the beast got you in the hug.
Yeah, even with one arm under there, it's got to be like...
It's just, I mean, just cranking the hips towards his. It's got to be...
I'm sure Shannon, veteran that he is, using the ropes on the opposite side of the referee.
That's got to be one disadvantage. I mean, as far as Dan being in MMA for so long, fighters know everything, the weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Gotta love that.
So a power from Dan Severn. Lucky break for Canada. He didn't hold on to the little suplex there.
It reminds you of his old wrestling days.
You see kind of Dan's a little tentative. Every time Shannon's sticking him, Dan doesn't like getting hit. And, you know, who does, right?
Right.
Exactly a good strategy for Dan. Coming in clinching him.
Just wants to crowd him.
Exactly. Crowd him. Can't lay into any punches. They're going to lay into kicks. And the clinch game again is that. Oh, and that's a takedown there.
This is bad. If you're Shannon Ritch, I would assume. This is very bad if you're Shannon Ritch right now.
Absolutely. And this is like, basically this is classic Dan Severn here.
And it's not only just that he's, you know, strikes and whatever's going on, but the weight of Dan on you.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure no one can tell you about Cannon right now. Oh, Cannon's going for a triangle there. Nice pass. Nice escape from the triangle, I should say. This is like actually a TK guard, I believe. Going up the outside. And Shannon's just doing a great job on the ground. Very good, smothering his punches. Couple submission attempts.
Exactly, you got to give him credit for attempts.
I think we're talking about Dan. You know, he's 47 years old. His condition's been kind of not really questionable, but you know, the longer this fight goes on, it's got to lean more into Shannon's advantage. So I think Shannon's just trying to make him work. Keep him moving, trying to make him work.
Here we go. You think he's up off the mat?
He definitely has the strength to pick up Shannon and
smart.
Put him up.
I see Shannon's doing a good job. He's staying active. And you know, his punches are not hurting him, but it's doing enough to keep Dan from really piling into those big paws of his. Severn backs out of the guard.
So I can't really tell if the strikes of the legs are the redness is from the strikes.
Hard to say. He's got a little redness there. That's kind of interesting that Dan would actually, you know, let him back up again.
Right.
But I think it's redness. Oh.
I mean, the power of Dan. Maybe not the nicest suplex, but you know.
Yep. It's there. Oh. I don't know about this. Oh, there it is. Heel hook. And this is exactly what Shannon said. Dan is successful with a heel hook. Right in the ring ropes. Difficult to get out. Gets it locked in there. 10 seconds left.
10 seconds. Can he hold it?
Dan's working arms really well, which is the smart thing to do.
Right.
Oh. Shannon turns. He's got it in there. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. You can see the grimace on Dan's on his face on that last part. You know, he almost got it. Maybe a few more seconds.
So Shannon the Cannon keeping his word.
Absolutely.
That's got to be frustrating though if you're Shannon. You have Dan in the position that you wanted him in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Smart, very smart. I mean, the way to break him down, you go for the, you know, you lock the smallest thing.
Yep, I mean, a lot of these big guys, the weakest point is their ankles.
Right.
So I mean, that's a great advantage to go to. Okay, let's check out the little bit of replay here. This suplex here, you see Dan's power.
Got to get his hips under a little bit more. I think you'd see more height.
Yeah, that and block up his opponent a little bit better. Right. But you get to see like just a sign, just a weight of Dan coming down there, throwing how the distance into Ritch.
Now, if we're going to go to the scorecard, gentlemen, I say you got to give this round to Shannon Ritch. Despite some of the early moves by Dan Severn, Shannon Ritch.
Absolutely, I think that's. Size aside, I think that Shannon was active punching. The submission attempt should have actually cleared it because we go for effective damage and your submission, and Shannon had it there.
Here we go, round 2, Extreme Wars. Dan the B7 taking on Shannon the Cannon Ritch.
You guys got to be a little tired for the first round.
Working on that knee.
You see Dan?
Got him on the button.
Switching on that.
I mean, the accuracy of the kicks. I mean, just buckling.
Oh, connects with the kick.
Unbelievable.
I don't think it had that much on it, but he's capitalized on it. Taking his back.
There's the weight going back.
They've done a great job of getting Shannon off his back. I mean, he hasn't got there yet, but he's doing kind of the right things here.
And for, is it in?
Right now, it's kind of like Shannon's just holding, locking him, and trying to keep it back. So it's difficult for Dan to level out against him.
You gotta love the experience of Dan. I mean, of course, the shoulder.
Absolutely. There he goes. Set up his arm triangle.
There it is. There it is.
And it looks like Dan doesn't want to let him go. Just make sure it's done.
Tap out by Shannon Ritch. Victory for Dan Severn.
Unbelievable.
Arm triangle choke.
Now that's almost one of those chokes that, I mean, you don't know if it was the shoulder over the
face. I think when you got those arms, those Dan Severn are on you, even remotely being in the right position, it's gonna be squeezing. Here's Dan Severn up his arm triangle. Right, you can see him get his arm back in. Working in. Shannon obviously trying to get that forearm across the neck to bring up some space. Then passes the arm, quickly comes behind it. Nice and tight.
That was absolutely tight. Of course, Dan throwing in a little extra squeeze at the end of the bell, or after the bell. Round of applause.
Dan Severn did pick up the W, but a valiant effort by Shannon Ritch. I thought for a second there Shannon Ritch was going to be able to take this one.
Like this, some of the strikes right before the.
Because if it wasn't for you, this would not be possible. So thank you.
That was a great spokesman for MMA, very well speaker.
And on a personal note, I've been one of the pioneers. I don't know how many more goals they go with young guys that go Shannon can here, but I've enjoyed my career, and I want to thank you all for the support for all these years. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Again, like you said, you gotta love a perfect spokesman for mixed martial arts.
As a consummate
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of tonight's show, Dan the B7 will be here to sign autographs and meet all of his fans personally.
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan.
Now there's a few handful of mixed martial artists that maybe could learn a few things from Dan as far as attitude outside of the ring and composure. But I think that's the beauty of mixed martial arts.
Absolutely. I mean, you have all kinds of characters in there, from the quiet guys who just walk in and fight and get out there, to the guys who are pumping up everything and just smack talking and.
It's so hard. Of course, you want to take sides. There it is, right before.
Looks like, I don't know, to me that was a little bait and switch there. I mean, that was a grazing blow off the hand, short head kick. Possible just to get Shannon to come in on him. And there we go again for the cross-side position. You see Dan working up that elbow, weak one, quickly getting under there for the nice tight arm triangle.
Wow. And there it is.
Man, the guy the size of Dan Severn, once he locks that up, it's hard to even fathom to say, why didn't he fight any harder? Let me tell you, man, if you got a guy that big on you in that position,
there's nothing you could.
There's two options, like tap out or pass out.
Right.
Okay, let's take a look at that kick again. I thought it was kind of an air ball there.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
That didn't click.
I think you got a toe to the chin, maybe.
Put his arm, like you said, maybe the toes, but
Now, I know Dan has a wrestling background. That's not a professional wrestling background. That's an amateur wrestling background.
He actually has extensive amateur wrestling and extensive actually pro wrestling. He's fought like the WWE when it was the WWF. He's done pro wrestling in Japan extensively. He still fights in like minor pro wrestling circuits now.
That kind of did look like a little bit of a pro wrestling move.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, he's got it all.
Almost kind of puts this bout, to me personally, in question. I mean, is this a work bout or not? I mean, it looks kind of questionable at the end.
Of course.
You know, I want to give the fighters benefit of the doubt.
Okay, gentlemen, this is our final match of the evening.
This is the man they call Warpath.
I mean, I haven't seen Warpath in a while, but he's looking in shape. Maybe it's just me. I haven't seen him in the ring for a while, but he's looking good.
He's a big man. He's fought in King of the Cage. He's fought in that area, and he started on actually on. They have this almost like a subsector of the fight where almost like Indians versus Native Americans versus Native Americans. They just fight out, and he's grown from that to get into King of the Cage and fight the heavyweights in King of the Cage.
And of course, coming in the ring with the traditional wrestling singlet.
Yep, and his war paint. All right, Ricco Rodriguez.
Ricco Suave, they call him. Another one of those characters in the MMA. You gotta love it.
And this guy's been everywhere. He's a former UFC heavyweight champion. He's fought and basically fought the best in Pride. Fought Hajime Minotauro Nogueira to decision in Pride. Some say that he got a bad call on that one. Been everywhere. It's kind of fallen from his top grace. But I think he's looking at these ways of building back up. His last bout, he called for the heavyweights. He said, "I'll fight any big boy you got."
Wow. Of course, hanging out with him the other day. He almost another spokesperson for MMA. I mean, we did some interviews, and I mean, you didn't really have to lead him on for anything. He came out and told you what it's all about, what he's been up to, supporting,
Very good fighter. Like I said, he's been around the block twice.
Two very good nicknames with Suave and Warpath. I'm looking forward to this one, gentlemen.
Wonder who gets more chicks.
Exactly.
Introducing first, to my left in the red corner. He makes his way to us from Sacramento, California. This fighter has fought all over the world in some of the biggest MMA events ever. He is the current Native American heavyweight world champion. He fights and trains out of No Limit and is sponsored by Flathers Engineering and Chin Check. Let's give a huge hand for Ruben Warpath Villareal.
He said, Makati, he's looking in good shape.
And his opponent,
I haven't seen him in a while, and I was pretty surprised when he came into town.
6 feet 4 inches tall.
Actually looking in better shape than Ricco.
259 pounds. He's 2-0 in his recent MMA comeback. He is a former UFC heavyweight champion of the world and has wins over fighters such as Randy Couture. He's faced the world's toughest competition in the heavyweight division, Platinum Public. Tonight's promoters welcome Ricco Suave Rodriguez.
Now, Makani, did Ricco get any of those Manapua?
Ricco, actually, the first thing I asked him was if he's enjoying Hawaii, and he said, "Where's the girls?"
Important question.
Suave, Ricco, suave.
Exactly. Almost as though we were trying to talk about the fight, but hey,
Priorities, man. You gotta have priorities.
Exactly.
Feeling up period here. Finish each other out. Right hand. curious kind of fighter. Coming in, and sometimes he's on, and sometimes he's not on. Like the last fight he fought here, he didn't look too on. He didn't look, you know, and some, that happened to fighters. I said, like, Ricco's an A-class fighter. And like any big man, you gotta give the other big man respect. Because just the sheer weight of their punches, you know, totally changed the game. Probably menacing looking at that Warpath face paint, man. Sprawl out. Working the body there a little bit, Warpath. Looks for a sit out, right to half guard.
Got it.
Ooh, nice half guard sweep. Ricco. Again, Ricco's he plays in Abu Dhabi a couple years.
Wow.
Started with the Machado brothers.
Right in this position here, what can you be looking to do?
Looking to scramble, man. So looking to recover a guard. Possibly when Ricco goes for something, scramble back to your belly and your hands and knees and scramble back up to the top.
Always important to keep moving on the bottom.
Absolutely. This is tough, man. I mean, Ricco, like I said, he's a world-class submission grappler.
And that's the thing, the beauty of mixed martial arts. I mean, you scramble, you try and get out, but right around the corner, there's a lock waiting for you.
Absolutely. Ricco's going for the mount. He's got the mount.
Full mount.
He's softening over with a few punches. See how good open up. Oh. That was way too early.
Wow.
Stop it.
Well, definitely not happy with that.
Give him credit, hard job to be a referee, man. You don't know how hard it is. It's easy to armchair quarterback people, but once you're in there with the crowd and with everything, he's thinking about fighter safety.
It's almost the pressure of a fighter, you know?
Absolutely. Driving the forearm. Ricco setting up the arm lock. Take it over. Got it straight. Let's see. Oh, and you got the tap.
Into it.
Slip that in there. You see, right at the last moment, I think Warpath trying to turn on, see if he can slip his elbow, but we got it too tight.
Got above the eye.
That is not war paint. That is blood on the face of the Warpath there.
Might have been the elbow that Ricco dropped down, not sure.
Yeah, let's check that arm bar again.
Actually happened.
Nice S-guard, or S-mount, I should say. Take it back over. Hands pushing over the head. Hooks the head, straightens the arm out right at this point.
Oh, he actually tapped before he...
You can see that. I mean, just from falling in that direction.
You just know it's coming.
It's in there, yeah. You got to easily represent his arm if you continue.
The winner by submission, Ricco Suave
Ricco Suave picking up the win.
In his winning streak, trying to climb fighters, high-level fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, Platinum Podcast had to tell you we're having an after party at Feng Shui. I'll put down my gold card. I'll buy you guys all a drink. Thank you very much for coming this evening.
So again, Extreme Wars X1.
Take a look at Villareal's cut there. There's Tiki in the corner. Here's veteran Tiki. In Ricco's corner.
And that'll do it for us here tonight. You want to give us a quick recap of what we saw tonight here first?
Trying to start with the first bout here. We got Kaleo Wolfl taking out Shawn Castro via TKO ref stoppage in the first round. We have Kaipo Gonzales, again, another TKO ref stoppage, taking out Duke Saragossa, also in the first round. We had the first bout for the Team Hawaii versus Team Next Generation, and where Johnny Gun Sampiao beat John Hinger via unanimous decision, followed by Team Next Generation taking it back with Brian Geraghty over Kaleo Kwon via tap out, the armbar from the triangle. Then we had Harris Hitman coming back and adding one to Team Hawaii by taking out Josh Smith with a toe hold. And followed by, and this is just going back and forth, and it's, you almost couldn't plan it better as far as the team rankings and stuff, where Fernando Gonzalez comes back and takes one from Sidney Silva via unanimous decision. And then we have like a no contest from the Adam Lynn, Kaleo Padilla.
A bit of a disappointment there for the crowd.
Definitely a disappointment for the crowd, disappointment for Kaleo Padilla's corner. where basically a thumb and eye was off of a jab, and Kaleo's corner obviously thought it was was off a punch, and Adam quit. Hard to say, you know, tough. That's a tough break either way. Then we had the bout again. The leader of Team Next Generation, Chris Brennan, took out Mark Moreno, Hoy's Mark Moreno by armbar in the first round.
That was the deciding match, which gave the 3-2 decision for the team from California.
Absolutely, they edged it out.
And for our super heavyweight matches,
super fight. Jeff Snowman, Monson took out Rich Wilson with armbar in the second round. Actually, I'm sorry, in the first round, I believe. And that was a pretty easy fight for Jeff Monson. He showed a lot of submission skills. Next, of course, we had Dan Severn taking out Shannon Ritch with the arm triangle. Shannon did great in the first round. Took it to Dan in the second round. Dan finally got him in position, same thing as his arm triangle for the tap out.
You definitely have to applaud